yourself, who is the best Walking Dead character? Well, I'm gonna find that out for you guys. For me making this video is because you guys really did like my best The Walking Dead episode video, so I felt like I had to do this one in there anyways. But let's stop talking. Let's go right into it. I mean, Glenn Stomps. But shout out to Lydia. I do like her. I feel like season 11 did not do her good. I feel like she was an underrated character that really could have been used to the potential. And this one's funny because you got two people from the same group that I actually really, not that I really don't like them, but like you could have left this group out when Judith saved them. In fact, the only one from the group that I do like is Connie, because she's unique. She's deaf. She had that relationship with Daryl, friendship, whatever you want to call it. Everybody else is just kind of blah. Especially I don't remember her name, but the one that was kind of like a leader in the Commonwealth. But I'll go with Magna because she was technically the leader of the group in the beginning. Henry versus Michonne. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's not even skip any time. Axel, you were actually a good character, but I mean, arguably a guy that's going to be in the finals. Heath, since you disappeared and left us all, F you, we're going with Herschel here. Martinez or Judith? Martinez was cool as well. One of those where I wish like he could have been, what was that guy? Comment his name. I want to say his name was also Martinez, but he was in the group. He left and he came back in like season 8, and Rick saw him or whatever, and Daryl ended up killing him, and it was like a waste of potential. I feel like you could have done the same thing with him, like hid him away for years and then brought him back, and maybe he could have had like a Negan arc and saved the guys. He was really cool, underrated, but I gotta go with Judith here. It was always gonna be Judith. Dawn or all right, just because you're Greg from Everybody Hates Chris, we're going with you, but you're not making it another round, buddy. That's the leader. That's the girl I was talking about from that group, by the way. But Gabriel slams. Ed versus the governor. The governor. Damn. Ooh. Okay. Spicy. Usually the first round's a little slower, and then once they go against each other, it's a little faster because I already know the characters that are coming up. But anyways, T-Dog versus Jesus. So you have arguably, let's go top 3 fighter in the series, which is cool, thinking of it that way. And then T-Dog, he's really underrated, but like at the end of the day, they both were taken away from us too quickly. Jesus, because the actor wanted out of the show because he didn't like how they were using him, because like I said, he was a top 3 fighter in the show, and they were barely letting him do anything, barely let him have any growth. He came in like strong against like Daryl and Rick and kicking their ass, and then they just didn't really do anything with him. T-Dog went out in kind of a whack way too, saving, I want to say Carol. I feel like I prefer T-Dog a little more, but I feel like Jesus is the better character, so I'll go with Jesus. I don't even want to say your name. If you know, you know. I'm not even going to talk about it. Oh, I wonder who I'm going to pick here. Okay, now this is harder than you would think. I'm going to go Carol, but Alden is, again, that I guess you could say villain that just really had that freaking A-Train-like turnaround, and I really respect it, but he's going against Carol. I wish he was going against somebody like Jerry or Laura, you know. Jerry's arguably the best comedy relief character in the show. She was cool, but I feel like she didn't end up dying, and like they just like stopped showing her. I feel like if we would have seen more from her, that'd have been cool. But she was also in the Here's Negan episode, so that was dope. But it's Jerry. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Pops, if you're watching this, I apologize. Because I want to say Tyrese is your favorite character. I gotta go Lucille though, bro. The Here's Negan episode. That joint had a grown man. Many of us grown men wanting to cry, bro. And it was one episode. Imagine if we seen Negan's journey spread out through even a spinoff like they do nowadays. A 6-episode series. Like, generational run that episode was. I really don't like Jadis, but the Reapers were like very wasted. Like this chick right here, she's up there with Jesus and like Fighter in the show. But I feel like when I was watching her and Daryl's little love thing, I was falling asleep during the episode. It was very boring to me, and it just felt like forced. Like Daryl, like aside from his relationship with Carol, you know what I'm saying? He's just there to survive. He doesn't need love. He doesn't do any of that. And I feel like that was just thrown on us just to say, here, damn, motherfucker, Daryl can like somebody. And just, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So very weakly here, I'm going to push the button to go for Jadis. Come on, man. You can't do this to a brother. Damn, man. They are going heavy hitters. It sucks because people like Rick and Daryl are getting easy competition, and then you got Negan getting Herschel. I already did let another Herschel go in. R.I.P. to Scott Wilson, by the way. Perfect portrayal of Herschel, but it's Negan, bro. Rosita or Merle? Longevity of Rosita will win this one. Merle is great. He did have that redemption arc at the end. Alpha or Tara? Now I'm a low key big Tara fan. I liked her. A lot of people were like when she like died on the bike scene, but that actually hit me right there. That like I feel like that hit me as equally if they would have swapped Rosita with her in there, because like I liked her. She was, a lot of people don't know, she was on the show very early. She was in it since latest season 4. She was in it with like the whole governor thing, so it could have been season 3. I don't remember. I'll just play it safe and say season 4, but she was in it for a while. She was leading Oceanside. She left them to lead, like I said, lead another crew. Man, you know what? But I do like Alpha. A lot of people don't like Alpha and just immediately by default go towards and gravitate towards Beta. But I mean, the Alpha story is cool, you know what I'm saying? You had, I want to say, the abusive husband, and it kind of caused her to just snap and as soon as the apocalypse was happening, and just treat Lydia the way she did and gravitate towards Beta and make Beta her own. Basically Beta, if you think of it, basically Beta was her child. Lydia was kind of not fucking with what they were doing, and Beta was just, you know what I'm saying, oh, you are my alpha, blah, blah, blah. The child that she always wanted. I don't know why I got so deep in there for Alpha out of all people, because a lot of people don't like her, but it is tight. I'm going to go Tara, though. It's tight. Super, super tight. You know what's funny? Everything in me wants to go for Elijah here, but it's just not that interesting. As I feel like as soon as he took off the mask, he lost everything interesting about him. And I always make freaking Walking Dead The Boys freaking comparisons, but it's literally like Black Noir. The first OG Black Noir lit. Once he starts taking the mask off and talking, he just loses it. And same with him. He was like very mythical. We're like, oh shoot, this dude, like, he's like a silent assassin. And he takes it off, and then like the whole thing where like, oh, you killed my sister, whatever. It didn't do it for me. And Eugene is probably, I gotta like see a picture of like the cast again, but out of the main cast, he's probably my least favorite character, if I'm being honest with you. Dale or Dwight, 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna pick Dale, but he's only in the show for freaking, I want to say 2 seasons, so Dwight kind of wins by default. Shane or Bob, no, not even a discussion. You know what? I really did like this arc. In season 5, arguably the greatest season. I love the little mini arc before Rick gravitated toward Michonne that he had with Jesse and like her family. I really, really did like that stuff. So I'm gonna go with her over Death Lady's sister. Coin flip? Do I have a coin anywhere? I don't think I do. This, I can't remember if this was the real or fake one. Eugene got them the Commonwealth by talking to this girl. And there was a girl that faked being the girl on the phone or something like that. It was just not interesting. I'm going to go with Otis, but Otis, you ain't making it far, brother. Wow. Okay. This is obviously not like a top tier character, but I'd say the next tier down, this is like a very heavyweight collision here. Simon versus Abraham. Stephen Ogg, shout out to you. Shout out to Trevor. I am going to go with Abraham, but it's very close. You know what's funny? I'm sorry, but I do prefer him over Eugene, King Ezekiel. Excuse me, my fault, King Ezekiel. But I kind of lump him in the same group where it's like, you're part of the main cast that I just never really vibed with like that. especially as soon as you lost the tiger. As soon as he lost the tiger, I'm just like, okay, what is he now? What's a king without his tiger? You know what I'm saying? So Aaron wins this by default, but Aaron is a really good character, and I'll talk about him a little bit more during the next matchup. Sasha defeats Princess easily. Beth or Enid? Enid's another one of those sleeper characters that I do like, but I am going to go with Beth pretty comfortably. Oh, no, and I feel disrespectful for calling her Death Lady. I couldn't remember her name, but Connie. I love Connie. By far, top 3 best characters introduced in the last like three seasons. Definitely the best by far out of her whole group. It's Carl, though. She's never going to win that, unfortunately. I just want to get up and take a walk right now. Oh, no. And I feel extra bad because I didn't pick Alpha. Beta, low-key, on the low. He's like one of my favorite characters, bro. Like the whole thing. And then as they're killing him, they're like, holy shit, this guy's like a celebrity, a former singer or whatever. I just really like that little beat they put in the story out there. And then I really did like him as he was the leader after Alpha died, because he just started going crazy. And like he was doing devious stuff. He was sneaking in, killing people, stuff. He's going against Maggie, so I can't pick him. I literally can't. But Beta, he would have made it far if he didn't have that matchup. Everybody hates Chris or Deanna. If we're getting technically... no. I'll go Noah. I don't even know where I was going with that. Now, everybody hates Lori, but I genuinely think Mercer's a better character. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. We're in the next round, so this will go a little bit quicker unless we get heavy hitters like fucking Rick versus Daryl in this round instead of the finale. But let's go, Glenn. Easy. Okay, there's a heavy one. Michonne's probably my 5th favorite female in the whole series, crazily enough. So for me, I'm going to easily go with Daryl here, but I could see if somebody else had this matchup and they were sitting here thinking for 10 minutes. But I'm going to go with Daryl. Haha, Battle of the Next Generation. Judith by far. Herschel, actually, if you guys watched Dead City, I'm not sure if you did. I'm probably one of the few that did, but no bueno. He's not good. You know, we think he'd be like Glenn Jr., but he's just not. He's not like courageous like Glenn, and he's just a little bitch, you know? He's arguing with his mom. I can't stand him. Gabriel versus Greg. Greg, he shouldn't even made it to this far, to be honest with you. Governor versus Jesus. Again, very easy. Shouldn't be easy. He should have been in the show to the end, or at least a little longer to see what he got, but Governor very easily. Haha. Of course it ends up here. Again, Morgan's probably... He's probably... For my male characters, he's probably towards the bottom of my top 10 list, to be honest with you. And it's just Rick at the end of the day. Carol versus Jerry. We don't even got to say a word. Lucille versus Jadis. Jadis shouldn't even made it. This one hurts. This one really hurts. Rosita's, she's up there for my female characters. I really, really dig Rosita. And I want to say, I could be wrong, but there's an interesting stat of her like being in more episodes than anybody. I want to say even more than Rick or whatever. Maybe. I don't know if that's true. I'll fact check it later, but it's sneaking. Now, funnily enough, no. We're going Shane here against Dwight. Jesse versus Otis. We'll go with Jesse. Otis was in it for like, a couple episodes. This is very polarizing. You got GOAT comedy relief from the show. Former military, great fighter, great mind. Could arguably gave Prime Rick a run for his money in a fight if he wanted to take over the group, which we kind of seen a little bit in the church. I am going to go for Aaron simply because of, like Father Gabriel, the complete 360 in the character. We see him as almost a scared little boy when we meet him. Not a boy, he was a grown-ass man. Don't take that way, but like almost like a scared little child. And then in the end, he's just a freaking beast. He lost his hand. He has like this like spiky ball thing as his hand now, and he's just a freaking menace. It's Aaron, but it's close. To be honest with you, I never was the biggest Sasha fan. I adored Beth. She was great. I liked the stuff we've seen with Daryl. A little weird with me because it just seemed like, I know in real life they're probably not that far in age, but it just seemed like Daryl's like 40 and this like little like 20-year-old girl, and it's like a little creepy the way they were like super close, but that's just me internally. But needless to say, I was never the biggest Sasha fan, and like so much so to where it bothered me in Rick's Go Away episode, even though he comes back, to where I get it, they couldn't get anybody more important like other people, but like Glenn or anything, but they brought Sasha back for Rick's Go Away episode, and it's like, what importance do you have to Rick? And that bothered me and made me like her character even less. So we're gonna go with Beth. Went on a bit of a tangent there. You have my second favorite female character in the series versus the supposed future of the series that gets taken out because of they didn't want to pay him as an adult actor, and he was so pissed because he literally moved over there, moved by the set to be closer to the set and the college, so he could kill two birds with one stone, and they did him dirty. This just sucks. It's sad thinking about it because this is literally what The Walking Dead was built for. Rick was always, even if Rick didn't die, which like would have killed me and most of the fans because everybody loves Rick, but even if he didn't die, he's supposed to take the reins from him. And just because of how they did him, I'm gonna go with Maggie, but it should be Carl. Pretty easily, we're gonna go with Mercer. Sorry, everybody, it's Chris. Next round. Man, Daryl versus Glenn. I could sit here for 20 minutes giving you my reasoning. I'm just gonna go with Daryl though. Judith, little ass kicker versus Gabriel, Father Gabe. Again, just like Aaron, 360 came in. He was throwing up. He was terrified of the walkers. He was just about to die as our group was finding him. And now look at him. He can't even see in the one eye. He's one of the best snipers in the whole group. He's arguably kind of like a leader now, which is just crazy. But I don't know. I fuck with Judith so much to where like, cause I'm at the point to where I need to see a season 12 and then Walking Dead could just go away. It's staying a little bit too long with what they're doing with the spin-offs. But like, I would be down to see her, you know what, wait 5 years, wait for her to get a little taller, get a little more mature, and like just like lead the next generation of characters with Maggie's son, excuse me, and just like lead the next generation. That would be a cool show to watch. Call me crazy, I'm gonna go with Judith. I don't know. We already seen the showdown. It's gonna end the same way it did. Rick didn't win technically, Michonne won, but we know. Here's where Lucille's fairy tale ending wins. The one episode amazingness, but it's Carol. Carol's freaking legend. Negan versus Eugene. I'm shocked this man made it that far. 99.99999% of the time I'm picking Negan over Eugene. Shane. Sorry, Jesse. Aaron versus Beth. This is where Beth's fairy tale ending ends as well. And Maggie versus Mercer. I do F with Mercer, but Maggie. Now, here's where this is a heavyweight collision every fight. Yeah, heavyweight collision. I have to go with Daryl, but I do really respect Judith. I love it. Damn, Rick versus Carol. That's crazy. That's crazy. In case you guys didn't know, my favorite male character in the show, my favorite female character in the show. I do have to go with Rick, though. I do. This is crazy. If you think of it, if you think about it, Negan is what Shane could have become, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Good guy in the beginning. Starts to crack. Turns into a villain. I have to go with Negan just because of he holds the comedic relief over Shane, and he holds obviously being in the show a lot longer. From season 7 to 11, plus 2 or 3 spin-off seasons. Shane's only in it for 3 seasons, I want to say. But Shane, if he was in the show, even if he was in it till season 5, he could arguably be higher, but it's got to be Negan. Maggie versus Aaron. This is where Aaron loses, but all right, semis. This could have been the finals right here. This could be a video in itself. Who's the better Walking Dead character? Daryl versus Rick Grimes. Daryl is so good of a character that he wasn't. Excuse me. Daryl was so good of a character that he wasn't even in the comics, and he ended up being arguably the greatest character in the show, and without a doubt, the most popular character from the show. There are fans that would literally send out tweets and emails to the people that write the show that if you kill Daryl, we're done. We're not watching. Kind of like Glenn, but amplified times 100. But I feel like towards the latter end of the series, he did get a little stale for me. He did pick it up a little bit. And I do like some of the things I see from him in Daryl Dixon, but I feel like about 70% of it is like, it's very fictional. Like, I get it, it's a TV show, but it's like Avengers fictional, where it's like this dude could literally be in a pit of lava and somehow make it out alive. Like, it's very just not. I don't want this video to be 40 minutes long. I'm gonna go with Rick Grimes, but I don't know. Negan versus Maggie. This is just so poetic. You get the brothers against each other, and then you get Dead Cities, a couple against each other. I'm gonna go Negan Smith, and I'm gonna go Rick Grimes. I'm at a loss for words. Just how these matchups came up with each other. You would have went for Negan there, I wouldn't have got mad at you. You would have went for Daryl there, I wouldn't have got mad at you. You go for Rick like me, I'm not mad at you. The only case in that quarterfinals where I would have been a little mad is where you picked Maggie over all of them. She is great, but not on their level. But at the end of the day, that's my video. The best character in all The Walking Dead is Rick Grimes. Peace out, guys.